Hello, Dennis here. I wanted to come on and record a weekly forecast for the week ahead. For the week ahead, being Monday the 19th of November 2018. I wanted to see what the angels have to tell us in regards to what's coming up for all of us, what's going on, what we can expect, any kind of advice or anything they want us to know at this point in period in time. Anything to help us. So anything we should know. So we'll see what I get and how we go. Okay, so there's a lot of movement happening. A lot of movement happening behind the scenes is how it's being explained to me. There's a lot of movement happening behind the scenes. So there are plans that are being worked on, there are details that are being finalized, there are certain elements and certain things that are falling into place for a lot of people now. Between now, the end of the year and the beginning of 2019, there's lots of movement happening for a lot of people. So this may be a movement in house, it may be a movement in terms of employment or jobs. Some people might be going in a completely different direction to what they thought they were, especially in the beginning of 2019. You might find yourself in a different space in terms of your life. You're going to feel this way. You're going to find yourself potentially going down a path you didn't really thought you were going to go down. But that's all going to manifest itself. But a lot of movement, a lot of change, lots of things happening. Like I said, a lot of things happening behind the scenes. The finalization of plans, the finalization of certain elements and certain things coming together. In terms of movement and change that's happening for a lot of people. So this is true. I'm feeling like the energy has kind of backed off a little bit. It's been quite intense, but it's kind of backed off a little bit, almost giving us a bit of a breathing space this week. The beginning of the week might be a Monday, Tuesday might be a little intense, but the Wednesday, Thursday and the rest of the week is going to be more of that feeling of now I can breathe again. It's kind of giving us that little sigh of relief, that feeling of I can breathe again, until things pick up and the energy ramps up once again the following couple of weeks. It's kind of a bit of a rest period, a rest week. Taking things easy, being nice and gentle and relaxed. That's the kind of feeling that I want to go with for this week. They're making me feel like, and they're telling me that there's a lot of truths that are being bubbled to the surface this week and the following weeks. There are certain truths that will be bubbling and arising to the surface, things that that maybe you felt like you dealt with, or I feel like I've said this before, but certain things that need to be addressed. This is the week to do that, to continue to work on this. So if there are certain things that you've dealt with or you haven't quite dealt with, this is the week to do that. Trusting in your own belief system, and knowing that everything is progressing just as it's meant to, and that you are on the path that you're meant to be on. Knowing that things will work out just as they're meant to, and just as they're supposed to, and just as you want them to. So that's what I'm getting. So they're just re-emphasizing the point of the beginning stages of movement. So it's the beginning stages of movement for a lot of people. So those that may be moving next year, or those that there'll be those that will be changing careers next year, those that will be changing jobs next year, whether changing employment in terms of maybe, if you already have a job or have a career or whatever, maybe it's doing something else within the company, or it's changing jobs altogether. There's a lot of movement, a lot of people, moving house. A lot of that's happening in 2019. A lot of movement and a lot of change, people moving and shifting and changing, all of that's kind of coming up and happening in 2019. But all of the finalization, a lot of those plans are kind of being done now this week. A lot of behind the scenes work is happening this week. It's nothing you really need to do necessarily. I lied in saying yes, there is. You need to stay positive. You need to stay optimistic. And you need to continue to visualize exactly what it is that you want, and envisage and imagine yourself living the life that it is that you want to do, whatever that may be. Imagine yourself doing that already. So if there's, I don't know, a dream job you've always wanted, or a certain career that you've kind of working towards, envisage and imagine yourself doing that already. Self-healing, a lot of people need to work on their self-healing this week. It's a good week to be doing this. Self-development and self-healing this week, a lot of that. Don't let kind of little tensions bubble to the surface. That's not necessary. You don't want to be kind of brought back and sucked into that old negative, old-fashioned, old way of thinking. We don't want to be doing that. Those times are gone now. So you don't want to be kind of lured back into that old way of thinking. So if there is someone from your past that is trying to suck you back into that old habit or that old way of thinking, or if they're trying to press your buttons, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Don't be going down that path. Don't be going down that road. That's an old way of thinking. We don't do things like that anymore. They're saying it's time for a new. So yeah, let bygones be bygones. Don't let it affect you. Yeah. Okay, well, have a beautiful, blessed week. And you can catch me on the Facebook page, A Place to Heal. I do a lot of live readings there if I'm guided to. We also do discussions, myself and other mediums, we do topic discussions about certain things. So if it does spark your interest, come on by. Yeah, I'd have really appreciated it if you do like these videos, or if this resonates with you, hit like, hit subscribe. Really appreciate it. It is my absolute joy and blessing to be able to do this. I do really enjoy doing it. I do love it. So yeah, having said that, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all later, I'm sure.